today's pie day, so I'm going to be making mini pies for pie day. I've been working on memorizing pie for this video. There's apple, cherry, pumpkin, banana cream, lemon. Sorry. I just wanted to include that little joke. Anyway, let's get started. We'll be making 4 kinds of pies today. Pumpkin pie, apple pie, cherry pie, and s'mores pie. The things you'll need will be mini pie pans, a rolling pin, 3 mixing bowls, one for the graham cracker crust, one for pumpkin pie filling, one for chocolate pudding for the s'more pies, measuring cups and spoons, a whisk, a 5-inch cookie cutter lid or piece of cardboard to cut out the pie crusts, and a pastry or icing bag. And the ingredients, which are cinnamon, graham cracker crumbs, sugar, 6 tablespoons of melted butter, pie crust, milk, chocolate fudge pudding, flour, some cooking spray for the pan, apple and cherry pie filling, pumpkin pie mix, 2 eggs for the pumpkin pie, evaporated milk, 1 egg for egg wash, the marshmallow cream and whipped cream. Remember when you're cooking that you need to wash your hands before you begin. We'll start with the graham cracker crust for the s'mores pie. You'll need 1.5 cups of graham cracker crumbs. We just bought a container of pre-made crumbs, but if you have graham crackers at home, it should be about 1.5 packages of graham crackers crushed. Next, add 1/3 cup of sugar. This is just regular white sugar. And half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And then mix it all together. Once those are combined, you will add 6 tablespoons of melted butter. That's 3/4 a stick of butter, or just a little more than 1/3 cup if your butter package doesn't have the tablespoon marks on it. Mix in the butter until it's well combined. Next, you're gonna take a big scoop of your mix, put it into a pie tray, and then push it around the edges to make it fill in the pie tin. Next, now the crusts are ready to bake, so put them in the oven at 375 degrees for about 5 minutes. And next, we're gonna do the filling. So we're gonna need 1 little pack of the chocolate fudge pudding and 1 3/4 of milk. So we're gonna pour in the milk. And then we're gonna pour in the pudding mix. Try and get all of it in there. And then mix it all up. You need to stir this for about 1 minute. Next, we need to take 1/4 cup of the filling, and pour it in. And do the same thing for all of your mini pies. Now we're gonna put them in the fridge for about 1 hour. So now we're gonna put a little bit of flour on the table. Mix a bit. Get some on the rolling pin so that it doesn't stick to the dough. We're gonna just rub it on the rolling pin, and it's probably a better alternative though. Just rub some flour. Also, if you have a board for this, you don't need to put it on the table. Then we're going to take our dough, which is already pretty flat, but not flat enough. We need to make it flatter. And then do this. And flatten it a bit with the rolling pin. And then take whichever kind of lid or cookie cutter you're using and cut out some circles for the pie crust. And try and actually get them in properly. Also, make sure you spray the tins first, because otherwise this is not going to end out correctly. So next we're going to be doing the cherry, apple, and pumpkin pies. But first I want to tell you a little joke. How many pies did the mathematician eat? I'll let you pause the video to figure it out. 3.14. Get it? Anyways, now with the pies. So, since we have 12, we're going to do 4 for each. So I'm trying to get a good scoop. Okay, so get some scoops of apple. This is not enough. Get some scoops of apple for these apple. We also would need some cherries for the cherry pie. I almost forgot, for all these kinds of pies, you need to poke some holes in the bottom. Just so now we're gonna do the patterns for the top of the apple and cherry pies. For apple, we're just gonna cover them. We don't have enough dough to do cover all 4 apple pies. Dang. But this is still gonna work just as well. You can eat the extra dough if you want, or you can use it for something else. Maybe even use it to make more pies. And if you get too much, be sure to pull off the excess off the sides. So For the cherry pies, we're gonna be doing the lattice pattern. So you could do what I did accidentally and do that. Or you can do it correctly. Which is gonna be actually not that hard now that I think about it. Except this is my first time doing this, so yeah. And then, so now for the lattice pattern, you want to place your 3 strips for this, and make sure the middle one is longer, and then place a shorter strip here. Cover that. Uncover these 2. Place a longer strip so it covers the whole middle. Cover. Open this one. Place the strip. And then close. And do that for the rest of your pies. So for the pumpkin pie filling, you're going to need 2 beaten eggs, 2/3 cup of evaporated milk, and a can of pie mix. So now we're going to pour in all the ingredients. This is a lot of pie mix. There are only 4 tiny pies. And then pour the milk. Get as much in as you can. And then pour in the eggs. Try and get as much in as you can. And then put it all together. Whisk it until it's well combined. So next we're gonna need this 1/2 cup of the pumpkin pie filling mixture.
Not 1/2 cup.
Oh, not 1/2 because
We're just using it to fill. Oh, that's too much.
Yeah, I just added a little too much. So we're gonna put our egg wash on crusts. The egg wash is 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of water, and they're just beaten up together to make this. So just like brush your pie crusts and covers with this. You put the egg wash on to make the crust look shiny. So now we're ready to bake these pies. So we'll put them in the oven at 450 degrees for... We're gonna put them in the oven for about 20 minutes and keep an eye on it so we can make sure it doesn't burn. So now fold the bag to about where the dotted line is on ours, and fold it over a cup and take some of the cream and try and get it in there. Like I'm not doing. Marshmallow's sticky. Don't blame me for failing at this. This is not gonna work very well. Try doing it better than I did. But wait, there's more! Push the marshmallow into the bottom of the bag and twist the top so that it doesn't leak into the top, and snip the tip. With our frozen pie is frozen, we can now, this is not working. We can now, twist it until it reaches marshmallow at the point where the marshmallow is leaking out into the bottom. And now just ice your marshmallow and chocolate s'mores pies in whichever kind of pattern you want. What do you get if you divide the circumference of a pumpkin by its diameter? Pumpkin pie! What is the official animal of Pi Day? The python. We raised the temperature to 400 and for 10 more minutes, but we're gonna keep an eye on it. Did you know that 3.14% of sailors are pirates? Did you know? Pi backwards is pie? I know, mind-blowing, right? Now that our other pies are baked, we're gonna put the s'more pies in the oven for 2 or 3 minutes to brown the top of the marshmallow a little bit. So next you would have to whip cream pumpkin pies. But now that we've done that, ta-da! Here are our finished pies. We have s'more, pumpkin, apple, and cherry. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't leave a dislike. I don't like those dislikes.